Coach, what makes Jokic so good?
Where do you want to start? Just everything. He's a 7-footer that has point guard skills. He does everything. Great touch, unbelievable passer, great understanding of the game, thinks on his feet, makes him play fast. Just there's no holes in his game really, and the ability to make everyone around him a lot better as well. Any place to win.
What do you appreciate about your team's play during this 4-game winning streak?
Just again, and not to get, just every day, just concentrate on that improvement. So daily improvement. Some days, you're going to be playing well. You could have a day where you stumble. You got to get back up, but from the start of the season to the end, just focus on the daily improvement and don't get carried away with anything. With the understanding you want to be playing your best at the end. And so there's a lot of work and sacrifice that goes into it, and make the commitment to put the team first, be willing to sacrifice, and concentrate on that improvement.
There's the coaches reserve get named tomorrow. Is there? I know you spoke to the two guys that you had, but is there any lobbying you do?
Yeah, no, some people do it, some people don't. I think it's, I know how I feel about it, and so it's really an impossible task, and you try to be as fair as possible. You weigh it out, and usually there's 2 or 3 guys at the end that you could make a case either way, and then you tend to, at least I do, tend to go with the winning aspect of it. You have to decide on something that separates, and it's unfortunate. And then you're hopeful that in some ways they could get named later, But there's always going to be a couple guys to get left off that are very deserving, and that's just the reality of it.
Is there any of your guys that you think?
All of them.
Coach, you talked about improvement. What's one thing you'd like to see tonight, a little bit of improvement that you could have against the Nuggets?
Just be consistent. You have to play all 48 minutes against them. I think every aspect of your defense will be tested, and there'll be times where you defend them perfectly, and they're still going to make. And that's the mental part of it, is to keep coming back time after time, and then offensively you have to execute.
Tom, with Mitch, is there anything new that he goes to?
No.
I know you said he wanted to come back. You thought he might come back in January for practice. Is that off the table?
Well, I think there's 2 days left, so we're hopeful.
So is that serious? Are you really?
No, look, he's doing well, really well, and I'm trusting the medical people. When he's cleared, he's cleared. We're not going to rush it. We're going to be patient, and we're just going to take it step by step. And so whether it's this week, next week, the week after, wherever it falls, but we want him completely healthy before we put him back out there. He's running, jumping, doing all that, so he hasn't had contact yet, and that's really probably the next step for him, is the contact aspect of it. There's some contact, but it's very controlled.
Do you guys, what's your level of confidence, just based on where he is, that he'll be able to fill the role you need, whatever it is, back up?
Well, whatever the thing is obviously we're almost 50 games into it, and so we have a pattern that rotation that we're using, and then whatever we know, there's going to be an adjustment period for him coming back, and whatever he could give us, and that's what I love about Mitch, and he's always been this way. Whether he's starting, he's coming off the bench, and obviously he's not going to be playing starters minutes. He's got to get acclimated to playing again. So whatever medical says, how he feels, so there'll be a ramp up, and we'll go from there. So, but we're excited whenever he does come back.
Are you enjoying this stretch where you're finding out, taking on number 2, number 3, number 4 in the West, where you kind of find out where you are as a ball club?
Yeah, I think over the course of the season, these are good things for us to go through. It tells us exactly where we are and things we have to work on, and I hope I know we're a lot further along than we were the first month of the season, and I hope after the next 2 months we're further along than where we are today. And I think when you play these type of games and you go through these things, you're every night you're tested. And so to understand what goes into winning, what you're doing well, what you're not doing as well as you would like, and then focus on that daily improvement. So that never changes.
Tom, earlier in the day, Adam Silver was on the Dan Patrick Show, and he's always obviously asked about what changes might be on the way over the course of time. He mentioned the possibility at some point of moving to 10-minute quarters. I was just curious, obviously it's hypothetical, but how would something like that shift the game after how long it's been known?
You know we don't do hypotheticals here.
Okay, let's say that it's actually going to happen. How would something like that, and obviously in terms of sub-patterns and everything?
I'm probably more traditional, so I'd hate to see that. And that's just a person. I really haven't thought about it just because of all the records and things of that nature. So I think we have a great game. I think what people really want to see is competition. So and when you study what's transpired, over time, there's always been different styles of play. So the 60s, the 70s, 80s, 90s. But what goes into winning is the same, and I think what the fans enjoy is great competition. So I think if we focus on the competition aspect of it, everything else will fall into place.
Tom, you guys have been a low turnover team all year, but even within that, the turnovers you guys do have a low percentage of live ball ones. Can you just put into context how important that's been for the defense?
Well, we always say that you have to win games different ways, and so the core of what we value are the defense, the rebounding, low turnovers, attack the rim, and share the ball. We feel if we do those 5 things, we're going to be in good position to win, regardless of how well we shoot the ball. Some nights we're going to shoot a lot better than others, as most teams in the league do. So I think you don't want to. The first thing you have to do is eliminate the ways in which you beat yourself. And I think that's a big part of that.
How does it change the dynamic when Jokic is also shooting 47, 48 from 3?
Yeah, and that's the uniqueness of of his game, is it opens up the floor when you have a big that can bring up the ball. He's great in dribble handoffs. He's great in pick and rolls, but it opens up the floor. So when you cut, your rim protection is going to be stressed. You got to read the ball. We have to have the appropriate ball pressure. We have to have the appropriate body position on the cuts. And they know they do a great job cutting. If they cut and they're open, he's going to hit them. He plays freely. He doesn't fight the game. He reads the game extremely well. And his size allows him to pass over people too. He's got great vision.